welcome back to another episode of the Soup Bowl. I am your host, Renee Murdoch, and I am so happy that you are here, that you are liking, that you're sharing, that you're listening, you're tuning in, and you are out here doing life with me, and I am so happy to be doing life with you. And we're here just for another week, just chopping it up, chatting it up, seeing what's going on in your life, you seeing what's going on in mine, and hey, we were never meant to do life alone. So I got you, okay? I got you, right? You got to trust and believe that I got you, right? So just hit me up. Hit me up and, let's just chat it up just a little bit more. Send in your topics, send in things that you might be going through, that you might have questions about, that you just want to muse over some things as well. I'm here for it all. And just know that you might get my view and you might not like it. And that's okay, because I might not like yours. But we can still cohabitate together. We can still love one another together, right? You can just do that, right? So yeah, it's been an interesting week, to say the least. Some laughs, definitely some laughs, right? Because sometimes all you can do is just laugh. When you're going through times of trials and testing, it's just good to laugh, right? It's just medicine to the soul, I tell you that. It's just medicine. You can find laughter and comedy in just about anything. Believe me, you can, right? Because we are very interesting beings. And the things that we do, the things that we say, it's just hilarious. It's just downright hilarious, right? I mean, I'm hilarious as well. Wouldn't you say so? What do you think? I don't know. So what do we want to get in today? I want to talk about something that, because of these times in which we are in, that there's something very important that I think that we might just be missing. We might just be missing it. And I think we are missing it because of some root things that we have yet to work out, that I believe that we are challenged in these times with, and we just haven't quite grasped it well enough, to the point where we're responding in a way that we think that is helpful, but it's actually not. Okay, and so I'm going to speak on life at home, and I'm definitely going to be speaking on in the office and what we do with one another. And this main topic is trust. Yes, trust. Ooh, yes, trust. Why we don't trust. Why should we trust, right? So what's this thing about? I posted this, this comment this week. I need to go find it. I should have had it pulled up already. That would have been smart of me. But I just wanted to be in the natural. I just wanted to be in the moment. But anyway, so I posted this. A lot of times I'm sitting there thinking about things, or I might be reading something, and I'm just like, oh, or I just might have a vision or something, and a lot of things just come up. But I wrote this this week, and it says, it takes faith to trust, right? When we choose to do everything ourselves and rely only on our own knowledge, we let egos convince us that others aren't trustworthy enough to share in our work, our burdens, and more importantly, our lives. In doing so, we build barriers that hinder our growth, progress, and ability to use our time wisely. And only you know the root of your struggle with trust, whether it's past experiences or fear of disappointment. But in these times, we must learn to be vulnerable. We must show our humanity. If we want to move forward with fewer casualties, trust is not just an option. It is a necessity. So we must move in faith and not fear. And so I wrote that, and I really hope that people actually read it and just kind of think it over. What is this thing about trust? And why is it so difficult? And am I really trusting other people as I'm going throughout life? And so there are things that you can measure, right, in reference to trust. Right? I had issues with trust myself. Why? Because of disappointments, because of being taken advantage of, or finding other people's in lies and things of that nature, or being used and abused in some sorts. And so it made me I would trust you as far as I can see you. Okay? I would trust you as far as I can see you. But you better believe that if you are a young person, I still don't trust you. Okay? I don't trust you. I don't trust you at all. I love you, but I have faith in you. I have faith in you that you can do the right thing. But seriously though, when you think about, how we're moving about, it is going to take us to trust one another. So I was sitting in a meeting and I heard an individual ask another individual, right? The person that was actually, in charge of this meeting. And they were asking a person, well, if you're going to do this, you need to have these other things in place. Why don't you have these things in place? So the other person responded and said, well, I don't have the capacity. I don't have the time. I have all this other stuff that I'm doing. I was just focused on getting this out and I'm just going to wait till later to get that out. And I thought to myself, that person was honest. Bravo for your honesty. Other than, shooting at the hip and saying all these great and wonderful things that you think somebody wants you to hear. But they were just very honest. And I thought for a moment, why is this person's plate overflowing? Why is their plate overflowing? Is there not enough of us that to where that person's plate doesn't have to overflow, and that we can pick up some of that weight? I believe so. I believe so. But why is it that we choose to be the person, the it person that has to get it done, but we don't know how to delegate? We don't know how to ask for help. We don't know how to share, in the load, in the burden with one another. Now, there are some things that we must carry for ourselves. But when we're talking about a work product, we're talking about coming together and getting things done and on time as well. And then also giving people what they need, the answers to their questions, with the questions that they haven't even asked yet, but their questions are being answered, versus giving them a half product. Would you put a product on the shelf that was not complete, that was not tested, that was not proved? No, you wouldn't, because you don't want to be in the news having your product recalled. You don't want to be in the news because someone is suing you based upon because you didn't do a QA, QC. No, you would not. So why do we think that it's okay to put products out to the masses and it's not complete? Because we don't want to share in it. Is it because, again, it's an ego thing? At the end of the day, it's an ego. I can do all of it. I can do it all. No, you cannot do it all. I'm here to tell you, you cannot. Trust people that they can get it done. Trust people to share in the burden with you. Trust people to go on this walk with you. Why not? Why not? Is it because we want all the glory and all the fame? I don't know. I'm asking you. What is the root cause of why we're not trusting one another? Because for me to come to you and ask you to do something, I'm trusting that you're going to help me get this thing done. And when I'm saying that we must move in faith is that I may not know 100% that you're able to do this, but I have enough faith that I believe that you'll be honest enough to say, this is what I can do. Yes. Because it's interesting how we put faith in things that, I would say that's minute. That's just really not that important. It is important, but it's just the kind of things that it's okay for us to put faith in something, but we won't put faith in people because we've been hurt, because we've been disappointed. So now we treat people certain types of way because, right, we don't trust easily anymore because we've been burned. We've been abused, right? Just like I was saying, I had the issue. Literally in one of my coaching sessions, I said, yeah, I have an issue with trust. I had to come out and be honest about that and then get to the root cause of why, right? So when I'm saying faith, right, I'm sitting in a chair right now, right? And I had faith in this chair, that this chair was going to hold me up during this time while I'm sitting here, that I'm not going to fall, right? In my lifetime, have I ever sat in the chair and the chair gave out on me? Yes. Has it been a lot of times? No. But has there been times? Yes. So the times that it did happen, did I not go back and sit in another chair again? No. I didn't say, oh my gosh, the chair is not going to hold me up anymore because that chair over there didn't work and that chair gave out on me. Or the chair rolled away right while I was sitting down in it, or the leg broke in it. No, I didn't. I did go back and inspect that chair. If I was going like, okay, what's going on with this chair? Why did the leg break? Why is it bent over? I'm inspecting that chair. I'm not putting that same type of energy on another chair because I know that the chair is there to hold me. So my faith lies there. Okay, another example. Not being insensitive, but how many times have you been in a plane and the plane has taken you from your destination to another destination, right? Safely. A lot of times. And then you see a plane goes down. And now all of a sudden it's like, oh, I'm never getting in the plane again. I guess I won't be going anywhere because I'm never getting in the plane again. Yeah, no, you go and you get on another plane because you have faith in the product, in the engineering, in the people, right? That you're going to make it to your destination safely. So why is it that when it comes to people and they disappoint us, that we tend to treat everybody the same way in relations to the person that mistreated us? So now we think everybody is going to mistreat us, or everybody has a bad motive, right, in what they're doing and what they're saying. I mean, it was so bad for me that when people would, say something good or, reach out to help, I'd be like, why? Why they want to do that? What's going on? I don't understand what's happening here. I don't. Something's going to come out of this, and I'm bracing myself for the impact. Well, people would come to me, and they're wanting some mentorship, and I'm looking at them like, why are you coming over here? Nope, they want something. I don't have it. I think they're looking for something. I can't give it to them. Like, literally, seriously. Anytime someone did something, I was analyzing the reason why they did it. Right? Oh, I brought you, this shirt. Why? Why did you buy me that? I don't need that. Why? So bad. But it's real. It's actually real. If we don't learn to come together, we are going to only harm ourselves. And I don't know of anyone other than if they're struggling, right, in that area, and prayerfully you would get help. But no one's just like, yeah, I'm just going to go and harm myself. But literally, we are harming ourselves when we will not trust in one another, that they can produce just like I can produce. When we are trusting in one another, we're building strong communities, strong relationships, right? It creates this foundation of mutual respect for one another. And people want to be respected. People want to be valued. So there's no way that we can get through these times if we will not learn to trust one another. We will miss the mark. We will miss the mark when it comes to that. And it's going to be actually sad because we can get there. And we can get there together. And when I was talking about losing casualties, less casualties, there's going to be casualties along the way. I kind of look at this time as going on a voyage, right? Like we went, think about, in past times and centuries ago that, when explorers went out, right? And they went on this boat and they trusted that the boat was going to get them to where they needed to go. But they also was aware that there was some risk involved, meaning the weather, the equipment, the food, the people. They knew that there was going to be risk getting to the destination. And as they understood the risk, they put certain measures in place, right? So it could help eliminate as many risks as possible. But there are those risks that we can't always determine and always prepare for. So when you're going out onto this voyage, that you don't know really what you're going to encounter when you're out there. But believe me and know that everyone that has gotten on that boat has an expectation that they're going to make it to whatever they're going out and searching for. They're all there to get there, for a better place, for better food, for better living conditions, for prosperity, right? They're looking for the best. And I believe that we're on a boat and we're all looking for the best. And as we're going on this voyage, that we will have casualties. People get sick, right? There was people that got sick along the way. And there was nothing people could do about it because, again, medicine technology wasn't there. And so you lost those people, right, along the way. And you had to get rid of them. They became dead weight. So what I'm saying is that if you're on this boat together and you don't trust one another, that when the storms arise and you're trying to run around and do everything, it's not possible. You have to let other people take up the burden of the storm with you. And this is the way that we will get through it together with less casualties involved. If I'm running around trying to do every job on the boat, then someone is going to be affected by the lack of me not being able to be at the front and the rear at the same time. It's going to affect everyone overall. And so trusting one another is the very foundation of a relationship. It is the cornerstone of relationships. So the more that you're trying to be quiet over there, the louder that you're being. Right? Like y'all hear him, right? So, But in the relationship, to trust people, you're going to have to be vulnerable. You're going to have to be open. You're going to have to show your humanity. You know, sometimes I often wonder why we have yet to get to a place of just being who we are in every circle in which we are placed in. I don't want to be, you know, over here and people like, oh, yeah, she, and then when I'm over here, oh, she's like this, and no, I want you to know that Renee is like this in every place that she's at. I talk like this wherever that I'm at. I'm not code switching. I'm not doing any of that. This is who I am. And when we get to a place of being open of who I am, then we allow people to be vulnerable. We allow people to show their humanity, the imperfect people that we are. We all make mistakes. We all don't get it right. We all don't talk the same. We don't look the same. We didn't grow up in the same areas. We don't even, have the same beliefs on certain things. And we must respect one another just for that. Now, when it comes to trusting, right? People say I trust until I don't, until you tell me otherwise, until you show me otherwise, right? So let us start in a place of where we can mutually come to an agreement that we are going to do this together and not separately. And in that, trusting one another, it also helps us improve our communication, because we gotta communicate, we gotta talk. I think I had earlier, I think in season 1, talk about the great communicator. Well, I thought I was I was just one, and I would talk about people like, why they answering like this? I know they understood what I said, but apparently they didn't understand what I said. They didn't, right? Because I was the sender and they was the receiver, and what I sent, it was not received the way I wanted it to be received. That happens to me a lot, let me just say that. So I wasn't the great communicator. But I had to realize, okay, what did I say? What was, okay, what did you hear? Okay, got it. I could have said this. I could have done this a little bit better. And so, yeah, we're going to have to communicate. I know sometimes I have myself, I'm going to talk about myself, right? I'm just going to talk about myself. And when I say about communicating, is that, I got to pick up the phone and call somebody because I need to ask them a question. Like, have you been sitting there sometimes, like, at your desk or in your area, and you need something, and you're just like, I got to call this person and get it, and I don't want to call them. Because I just feel like they're going to say, yeah, whatever. They're going to ask me more questions, or they're not going to give it to me when I need to get, like, we come up with all these scenarios, we make up all these stories, and we haven't even made the phone call yet. That is because we are moving in fear rather than trust. Again, because that same scenario that you're coming up with, even before you made that phone call, is a scenario that you've been in before. And so you think that you making this phone call, you're going to end up in that same scenario again. Trust the process, right? So another thing that trusting one another does is it enhances our cooperation with one another, right? It promotes collaboration and teamwork. It's just so good to sit there and talk to people, and you have these ideals, and then they have ideals, and then other people have ideals, and you're like, snap, like, this is good. Like, okay, I didn't have it all, but man, they got this, they got that piece, they got this piece, and when it comes together, it's just this beautiful art piece. But we would have not known that if we did not come together and collaborate. We wouldn't have known that Sam is so good at this, or Sam is so passionate about this, because I hear it in his voice when he's talking. So I was having a conversation again this week, and those of you that know me, right, I can get, little theatrical sometimes, and or just, whatever, right? Sometimes I'm playing whatever, but then when I'm really serious about something, like you can tell, right? I'm going on and on and on and on about this thing. And so I'm having this conversation, right, and it just leads into something else or whatever. And the person is like, man, Renee, like I can tell that you're really passionate about this. And I'm like, yeah, I am. I am so passionate. Excuse me, I'm so passionate about this. Oh, that thought I need a little water here. But would they have known that if we weren't coming together, talking and collaborating in reference to something? I had known this individual for some time, for some years, and they did not know that about me because we never came into a space where we were collaborating. And so that's where that also comes in, the trust process. Because I even said it before I started talking. I said, it don't matter, because I'm you know what? Because I'm just letting y'all know what I did. That was me being vulnerable enough and open enough to have this conversation. Because again, they would have never known if I would have never shared that part of me, what I'm passionate about, and what I would love to be a part of and continue to do, right? So it also, excuse me, helps, just goes right into what I'm saying, emotional well-being. Because our emotions are so high right now, right? That if we are trusting one another, we can help each other with our emotional well-being. Our emotions are nothing bad. Our emotions are giving us information, right, about ourselves and one another. And so it literally helps with that. It helps us, right, when we're trusting one another, it contributes, right, to a sense of security, and also, again, self-esteem, high self-esteem, positive self-esteem. Because I'm having this conversation and I made it secure enough, right? There was a sense of security there because I had opened the door for vulnerability, to be present. And when you do that, it allows other people to be vulnerable in that space, trusting one another to share, to come into a place of productivity is really what it's all about. We should never come to a space where we don't have enough time to complete something when we have other people on our teams that can help us. And that is including within the construct of our homes and our families. We should never be so overwhelmed that our plate runneth over because we are not asking for help. And if you are asking for help and you're not getting it, that's another conversation. We can talk about that next week, okay? Because that's not okay. But anyway, but it also helps, to the last point is, it helps reduce stress. It helps reduce stress. And we are in stressful times. But if I am working with you and you are working with me and we are sharing in this burden together, and I know that I have my brother and my sister in arms today, it is reducing stress. But if I'm carrying this thing all by myself and I'm trying to do everything all by myself, then I'm stressing. And we know that stress is not, a high level of stress is not a good thing. It causes some of us to turn into another person. That's all I'm going to say. You turn into somebody else, right? So I just encourage you today to move in trust, and not fear. We are here for one another. Please don't allow your plate to runneth over when you have people that are right here with you that can help and share in the burden. All right. That's it for today. We went a little bit over, but that's okay. We're just out here chatting it up out here in these streets. Do know that leading is teachable and life gets messy when you are doing it. All right. Until next time, peace. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it.